develop things. And while Conley does have the ability with Genesis Wave to explode out, he's still in a position where that is not where he wants to be. So here we finally have Brian Boss and Darin Minard.
I would like to crown Brian Boss with a nickname right now. I believe he should be Brian the Ross Boss. I feel like that is. I feel like that has to happen. So anybody who knows this gentleman, he's doing very well in this tournament thus far, and his nickname from here on out will be Brian the Ross Boss.
Brian the Ross Boss. I mean,
we have no choice over who is covered, unfortunately. That is at the judges' station where they do that.
Tournament's way too long.
Like I said, I was really depressed after winning last round because I'm in a 10-round Magic tournament.
Alright, players, welcome to round 9 of 10.
Yet another round after this.
As a reminder, after the next round, we will be cutting to top 8. We will be running the quarterfinals this evening. And of course, the top 32 players will qualify for prizes.
This is round 9.
Earl?
But as always, 50 minutes on the clock, counting down.
I will.
Alright. I see where you're going.
Excited to see what both of these players are slinging today.
The no-name guy.
They're both very deep right now. They're both X and 1, I believe.
That's correct.
I lost my first round. That's where I lost my first round. It's been a long.
We don't know what they're playing yet either.
My plan in losing round 1 of 2 round tournaments is to stop playing.
I'm actually unsure what these two players are playing at the moment, so
we're
to wait a second to find out.
And see.
So I'm really excited to see who wins that Jerry.
Oh, me too. I hope that it lasts long enough.
Pretty
that,
disappointed we don't get to watch it.
Yeah.
We're also doing the first round of top 8 tonight.
That's true.
The next 2 rounds will be tomorrow morning.
Wouldn't be the first time I've ever done it.
And yes, both of these players are a winning in right now.
It's only a game.
So the winner of this match will.
If I get greedy game 1 and it pays off for me, then I'm looking really good. Which I might have to get greedy just because I'm on the draw, so I have to make up time. That, and I'm not sure if you've ever played with this deck, but mulligans are
get there.
I've never played it. Seems like it'd be good.
Really bad.
Christian's mono black vampire deck. Wow.
That was exciting to me. And
I like the sideboard a lot.
The sideboard actually was pretty exciting. I mean, for those of you who missed it earlier, the player to give Jerry Thompson a loss, he was playing mono black vampires. And I'm not sure about you, but that's not a deck that was actually on my radar. And his sideboard, or his deck, was made by Tom Ross. And his sideboard, 3 Doomblade, 2 Duress, 2 Marsh Casualties, and then a whole bevy of like singletons: Disfigure, Blade of the Bloodsheaf, Vampire Nighthawk, Skin Render, Demon of Deathgate, Dark Tutelage, Vampire Hexmage the Third, and Malakir Bloodwitch.
Like I said, it usually gets really worse after the first one.
Legacy should be fun to watch tomorrow. I'm excited to see some Time Spiral action.
Yeah, I really hope that somebody finds a way to break the format. So what we're going to be having happen at that point is, somebody with a Time Spiral deck will hopefully have the camera on them fairly often. So for those of you who weren't around playing in Tournament Magic 12 years ago, 13 years ago, then you'll get a chance to see what some people have called the best combo deck of all time.
Yeah, I mean, Time Spiral is one of the most powerful cards ever printed.
Okay.
As far as what a card
I guess
reads,
that's low pressure.
a lot of arguments can be made that, you know, the text on Time Spiral is more powerful than the text on
I thought
Cruel.
for sure he was going to say Brian.
Darin Minard wins the coin flip, opens up with Colony Heart Garden. Can't speak. So we've got what appears to be a ramp deck, probably Valakut, with probably its only Colony Heart Garden in the deck, would be my guess.
I wouldn't be too surprised about
Is that a
that.
plains?
Sure that's just
It's a forest.
Oh, it's a forest. My bad.
edges in here. I've had a mulligan 3 times today just because it's nothing but tectonic edge in here.
These matchups.
I believe Brian the Ross boss is slinging elves today.
In the right situation, it's really
Seems to
good,
be
but
the consensus we're talking here.
Blue black seems hard too without it.
See, I actually find this deck kind of exciting.
you get there.
Oh, I'm a big fan of elves in this format. I feel like Azuri is a really powerful card that deserves to see some play.
Yeah, Azuri is powerful enough that I think you'll be seeing play in Elves decks in Extended. So one of my questions I have is, as an Elves deck, is this a deck that runs Genesis Wave? You know, like a lot of Elves players do run Genesis Wave.
I'm not sure. Ooh, that's a card you don't see every day.
What do you see, Sylvan Ranger?
Sylvan Ranger.
Yeah, I like that guy a lot.
I like him a lot too. I mean, Civic Wayfinder was always so good, and they made him cost 1 less mana and took away a power and toughness, and historically when they've done that to powerful cards, it's made them significantly better. So I'm surprised this guy hasn't seen more play.
I think that one of the things that I like about Civic Wayfinder over this guy is that he's not only 2/2, but he's a warrior. And in Extended, at least, that actually can mean something.
Yeah, I mean, he is not only a warrior, he is an elf warrior
Yes.
druid, right?
He is an elf warrior druid, the Civic Wayfinder is.
Yes.
Whereas this guy is just an elf druid. Oh.
He doesn't know the way of the warrior. Yeah.
So the one time I'm not watching, you make sure that the line counters are really accurate.
Yeah, Elves is a deck that's, you know, in many different forms had a lot of success over a lot of different formats. Elves won the Pro Tour in Hollywood. It was piloted by Charles Gindy. He was playing a black-green version of Elves. And Elves won the Pro Tour in Berlin after that, and that was piloted by LSV. Since then, Matt Nass won a Grand Prix with it. Those are both combo versions of Elves. In Standard last year, we had people like Kenji Samura doing very well at his national event, playing an Elf deck. And now we're seeing an Elf deck this deep in a Standard tournament here. So this is pretty exciting, actually. This is not a deck you would expect to see at the top tables. This, you know, this deep in a tournament like this. So.
One thing to do at a time like this. No fear. Thought about the lining. No fear.
Okay.
I mean, it's a pretty explosive start for the Elf deck, but Valakut's got the power to cast Primeval Titan this turn, and if we know anything about Valakut once it casts the, you know, Valakut, it's basically over at that point.
I mean, there is that one-turn window where you can try to go through and kill, but it is a pretty short window.
That's true.
But then again, I just want to put it there, so I obviously
I wouldn't use it.
Can't even go up it. Summoning trap whip.
Primeval Titan, there it is. And that may just be all she wrote. Like, Brian has to do something really impressive on his turn to just not die when he passes the turn. A mono green elf deck does not have a way to kill a Primeval Titan. So there are going to be 2 more lands coming into play, and 6 points of trampling power.
Yeah, that's it in this matchup right now.
Yeah. I like that Brian's knocking his deck. I wonder what it is that he needs to draw. I'm interested to find out.
I mean, even land overrun doesn't do it.
Yeah, he's got 18 points of Valakut on board. And the extra damage from Primeval Titan is enough to finish it off, and I believe he has another fetch land in his hand, so it's actually 21 points of Valakut. Huh. Yeah, I mean, this tanking here is probably just, he's going through the options, seeing if there's any way he doesn't just lose the next turn. I mean, there are some things that could happen. He could, you know, slime a Valakut, which he would still be in a pretty bad spot, but...
Yeah, sliming a Valakut doesn't even get him there because... Because even after that, the Valakut that's in play, combined with the Primeval Titan and the land in hand, will do 3 bolts.
Yeah. Oh, is this a Genesis wave? Nope, it's a War Caller. He attacks this one guy, lets him untap all of his friends here, and he's going to pass the turn and die to Valakut activations. Valakut triggers. I'm sorry. Misspoke.
Anything before blocks?
Or he's
Yeah, I'm not taking screen back.
he went and got 2 Valakuts, interestingly enough. I mean, it doesn't really matter. He has a Harrow here, so it's done anyway. And that's it.
Access to 36 damage if he wants it, but he doesn't need that much.
I meant to get 3, but it doesn't do that.
Yeah, he didn't even need to cast the Harrow to win that turn.
No, he did not.
Yeah.
So that mulligan was into 1 land,
Tokens right here.
4 mana dorks, and a vessel this range. Which is why I allowed it.
Yeah.
Didn't have that balance thinking I was talking about.
The Valakut deck is proving how powerful it is again. I was actually really impressed with Valakut when I was testing last night. I asked a few people, like, why aren't you just playing this deck? And everybody wants to play their Jason Mind Sculptors. But people in the know seem to have kind of completely different route and decided to be aggro. And not just mildly aggro, people have been very aggro.
That is a lot of cards.
like your deck, so there.
I don't think he particularly likes his deck. It's doing his job.
Just wait till game 3. I'm gonna bring in the other 5 cards.
So, I was talking to Jerry T outside, and I was asking him about Legacy, and he just had a big smile on his face and didn't say much. So, I'm hoping we have a spicy brew tomorrow.
That would be nice.
Yeah, we'll do. Decide what slots we have.
I already have all the ramp skills, so all I need is like 4 Primeval Titan and whatever else it is that I play. Minard or whatever.
I mean, I think about if you're an elf deck. I mean, what do you want to do in this matchup? Are you going to be acidic sliming? I mean, I'm not excited about that, but I mean,
I think you have to be, right? Oh, man. I wonder what finisher Brian's using in this deck. I guess Monument?
between the War Caller and Azuri, sometimes you don't even need those monuments anymore.
That's fair.
I know like 4 cards of sideboard in one. I have no clue what the other ones are. Oh,
Yeah, a green deck with no removal, just Valakut is just so powerful. The Eldrazi deck was notoriously super weak. That deck has quite a power.
What's going on over there? What is that?
All right.
I think I might have actually done that.
Is this out here now?
What?
Let's just pretend it never happened. Let's say, all right. I mean, sometimes you just want to see somebody with their bike, you know?
I blame Rashad for that. I'm not sure what that is, but
I don't. Do we even know how that happened?
yeah, what was the last part of it? I think that was
Too funny.
oh man. I'm gonna go check with them for a second on where the play area is.
Sounds good.
Okay, 2 could bestow that.
I was typing a message to you, but I was using the keyboard, so it just started doing things. So I should have been typing here, but I'm typing here. So check it out.
All right, no worries. So we'll see if Brian the Ross boss can come back here and take a game from this Valakut deck. Might be rough though. Post board, I'm sure Valakut has some access to pyroclasms or something like that, and it's got to be, you know, it's got to be worse than it was before, you know.
technically the first time I played against Falcons today. I played against Blue White twice, Rogue twice, and then Mirror match.
That's totally different than what I've seen. I've seen Valakid, vampires, it's because Blue Black.
I didn't play against Blue White.
It's the side that they use.
I would keep. And yes, I did say that before I was done looking at my hand.
Oh, we're looking at both settling in for some keeps.
The thing that's really scary about this matchup for Brian is that Brian, the Ross boss, has to worry about pyroclasm.
Yeah.
You know, like, he doesn't just have to worry about, like, his opponent going off. He has to fight through pyroclasm with elves. And bolts, and maybe more. Maybe burst.
Okay. It's pretty rough. Especially, yeah, I mean, it's going to be really hard to, like, untap with an Azuri in this type of situation.
Choosing to just ignore that.
I saw this 2 lands and that, and I'm like, doesn't matter what else is there. Even.
I can confirm right now there's some speculation over Brad's favorite Final Fantasy game. You know, his mono name is Final Fantasy Freak, as is his name in virtually every other game he plays and every chat login or anything where you can have a tag. He is Final Fantasy Freak, and I'm going to assume it's Final Fantasy VII because he's a reasonably intelligent individual.
Are you not kidding? What about Final Fantasy 3? That's the good one.
No way, man. Final Fantasy VII had 6 discs. Come on.
3. Yeah, Rashad is with me on this one. He's going with 3. Yeah. Okay. So, is that a leatherback Bailoff?
It is a leatherback Bailoff.
Well, we've got a Fauna Shaman threatening Vengevine, potentially.
This thing is a lot more interesting than we're seeing it be in Game 1. Perhaps he kept a somewhat loose hand that was just mana guys and not...
No, I think that the leatherback Bailoffs are from the board. Usually leatherback Bailoff is a card you bring in against the Pyroclasm player in order to just have another singular threat you can drop on turn 2 and have just be a big monster.
Yeah, I mean, I played leatherback Bailoff on the sideboard in my Sanwan deck, if you remember. That was a deck that could conceivably cast it on turn 2, and it was very good against the red decks.
Yeah. What is that? Is that that's a Harrow, okay. I do not recognize the alternate art Harrow, but I recognize the sacrificing of lands.
Yes.
Follow up with a Pyroclasm?
Seems reasonable. No, it's a cultivate.
That's still good.
It's pretty good in this spot. I mean, he has a lot of lands in play. He can do some very dangerous things at this point.
That's a lot of life to be having 6 mana in play.
Yeah. you have a Titan in play? Or do you have a Titan in hand?
Cultivate, land, Valakut.
Including a Valakut.
Is it Avenger of Zendikar in his hand?
So, the Ross is tanking here.
Or is that all land? Is that all land and a Cultivate?
I think so.
Wow.
I mean, the Ross is not in too bad shape here.
Yeah, yeah.
I was on 3 from the Explorer from the previous turn. I Haro. Right? 4 with 2 untaps. Land full turn.
So, he basically has access to any creature in his deck on this turn.
Yep. Sylvan Ranger. It looks like he chose that over Tree Speaker.
That seems reasonable to me. Yeah, he doesn't want to miss a land drop. And,
He has a land in his hand, though.
Huh. That's actually very interesting, then. I wonder what he's setting up.
I think I'm wrong, actually. I think that there aren't any land in his hand. Yeah, I'm wrong. There was no land back in his hand. Cast the Azuri,
so
threaten
he
to
can
kill
play
next
Azuri.
turn.
Yeah.
Come on in for 7.
I mean, that is certainly a pretty good board state, but that Azuri's going to die to some Valakut activations.
Oh my god. He just top-decked Primeval Titan.
Well. I mean, can he Primeval Titan here? Doesn't he just die?
He casts Primeval Titan, lays a mountain in his hand, and can kill the Azuri and be, I think, alive on the table.
He's alive on the table. Huh. Wonder... Can Fauna Shaman do some magic? Do we know? I'm trying to think of what it might be able to get. Can't really think of anything.
Yeah, I mean, right now, he just lays the Valakut, casts Primeval Titan, gets 2 mountains, kills Azuri, and kills Fauna Shaman. That is a powerful top of the library.
That is a very powerful top of the library.
Is that an alternate art Pyroclasm that's showing up there in the deck?
It is.
I'm here.
Yeah.
2 cards in hand.
Pretty good. I think you played that correctly. I like that play, even if you guys on the board.
Second hand.
I'm just not sure what you can possibly do here to not just be done. Like, no set of plays makes me feel like you could be in this. Like, I shouldn't say that exactly. Double Vines of the Vastwood would do it.
It's true.
Ugh.
And that's all she wrote. Darin could make a mistake though.
This is true.
Sugar.
Another Valka. Yep.
What's in his hand? That seems like a...
Mountain and a Cultivate.
You just want to show it?
Okay.
Lux.
So he's attacking Garrick, I assume, right? Or you think he's attacking... Actually, I guess you just attack face, right?
Yeah, you attack face. Everybody blocks that thing, I would say.
Fortunately, the Ross...
There they all are.
5-1. Sure.
Mountain zot 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 zot. Harrow.
Harrow. That'll do it.
There we are.
Can we get Jerry and Conley to move over to the feature match thing? Or are they between games?
They're being covered by Glenn.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about bringing in the tumble magnets for the Balos to kind of slow it down. I ended up just...
You see more cards than just the battle.